Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today it is Slay&Shade. Today we're going to be doing Laura Lee, and I actually don't have my foundation on, so I'm going to do all of my makeup, and I think I'm going in with Fenty today. I usually save it for when I'm going out for like special occasions and stuff. I usually do that with all of like my higher end foundations, but I just love it so much. So, yeah, we're going to talk some shit and we're going to put on some makeup. And all I did to my skin so far was moisturize, you know. I used the Ordinary Natural Moisturizing Factors with hyaluronic acid. I love it. It's a really, really great base, and I'm trying to use up all of my products from The Ordinary because the owner is a fucking douchebag, and that has been brought to my attention recently, and I don't want to support him anymore. So I'm trying to get rid of my stuff. I don't want to just toss it because it's a waste of money, and there's a lot of people out there that don't have money to buy even skincare stuff, even for the price of The Ordinary. So I didn't feel like I was just going to toss it and have it just go to waste. So I'm trying to use it all up. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is just tightline because I like to just get it out of the way because it really irritates my eyes. I apologize if the camera moves. This is not usually where I do my makeup, and it's a little unstable. So my dog's also down here underneath the table, so he might move it too, so I apologize. I'm going to take this Maybelline. This is the Skinny Precise eyeliner. I really like this to tightline with. I don't like it for anything else but to tightline with. And I'm sorry if I make some like really crazy faces, but this is hard to do, especially when I'm not resting my arm on anything but my face. All right, so Miss Laura Lee. It's interesting to me because she is such a huge beauty YouTuber, but I didn't know anything about her until probably like Jeffree Star had her on his channel. Or maybe Rich Lux mentioned her. I don't know. But when I first started watching like YouTube videos and stuff, I really didn't know who she was. And then I looked up a video of hers, and it was like brands that nobody talks about, but they were also brands that like she's kind of affiliated with, or like stuff that she got from brands for free. But one of those products, which I don't know that she's affiliated with, I don't think so. But one of those products was the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick. And I had purchased that in lieu of the original that it copied from, which I believe was from, I want to say it was Bobbi Brown, a highlight from Bobbi Brown, or Charlotte Tilbury, I'm not sure. But I got that, and I actually really liked it. I mean, it's kind of iffy for me on Makeup Revolution because they do like rip off everything. But then again, I kind of get it because a lot of people can't afford the originals. But when it's something, you know, that you created, I can see how that's like a huge issue, that some companies just putting out garbage that looks exactly like yours just to make some money. So I totally get why people don't like Makeup Revolution. That's the only product I have from them. And it's pretty nice, I must say. So anyway, so I think that was the first video I saw of hers. And I mean, I thought she was cute. I thought she was a little different, like a little kind of like goofy and stuff. But it quickly changed from like quirky to like, slow down girl. Like, this is too fucking much, you know? Like they're like almost like she was trying too hard to be like quirky and stuff. And I don't know, it ended up being like kind of annoying. So it went from endearing to, oh God, I have to turn this the fuck off like in a couple of minutes. So, she's not my cup of tea. Although, I mean, I do understand why people like her. I mean, I kind of get it. It's just, I think that since I found out about her till now, it's really interesting because I think that she has changed quite a bit. I'd like to say that I'm not going to call her any names. I'm not going there like I did with Thrift Thick, I promise. I don't have any issue with her voice or anything like that. Well, not her accent, as far as that goes. But my issue though is kind of like with how her attitude has changed so much. I mean, she just seemed like she was pretty humble. You know, she came from like Alabama, and she's this huge beauty YouTuber, and I think the story is inspiring. I think it's great. But she kind of acts like really snotty, like a little brat or something. I just don't understand. So I'm going in with Fenty Beauty. I am in the shade, I think it's 190. Yeah, 190. I like to prime my eyes with a foundation because it works the fucking same as like Urban Decay's primer potion for me anyway. And I am out of that and I ain't gonna buy it again. So too bad. Okay. I think I can set this mirror here so I can see. All right. Okay. So, one of, I think, the main issues that came from Laura Lee was her and Manny's trip to the Morphe store. Who could forget that shit, right? And I mean, that was when she blocked me too, by the way. She blocked my ass. But the thing with that was that, like, I think some drama channels made like such a big deal about it. And I mean, it wasn't a big, I mean, not as big of a deal as like they made it out to be. My hands are washed and clean, by the way. I don't ever touch my face without washing my hands. Oh, I love this foundation. It is so light. Oh, it's like you have nothing on. Okay. So anyway, so her and Manny, if you didn't know, they go to the Morphe store and they're on Snapchat and they're filming it and blah, 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 all this stuff. And they're like, oh my God, we're going to get all this stuff. Oh my God, I'm buying the whole store. We're going to buy the whole store. Oh, I'm getting these. Both her and Manny together, it's like, it's just too fucking much, you know? Oh, I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place, the Saharan palette. Oh, mwah, I love this palette so much. And I have a drawer where I have all my palettes in. And the bottom of the drawer is starting to like fall out. So this fell into the drawer below it. And I couldn't find it forever. And I was so upset. Anyway. So I'm going to go in with... I think I'm just going to do... I guess there's not really, I'm going to set this first with a little bit of translucent powder. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set my eyes because I just want that Cat's in a shade in the crease mostly. So anyway, so I remember like watching like all these people get like so upset because after they had posted this video of them buying the Morphe store, somebody noticed the receipt and there were all zeros because everything that they bought was comped by the store because they're, Manny and Laura are like huge for Morphe, you know? You can't watch a goddamn video of one of them without hearing Morphe code, blah, 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 get your Morphe stuff, Morphe brushes are the best, or Manny with his, if you don't like Morphe shadows, you don't know how to use the makeup, or you don't like know what you're doing. Give me a goddamn break. Him, I worked at a Mac counter, Manny, MUA, and now I think I'm a professional fucking makeup artist. No, Patrick Starr is a makeup artist. Like, he works doing makeup. Like, you put makeup on and film it on YouTube. Big difference. Anyway, getting off track. So, she starts saying, so everybody finds out, you know, that they actually didn't spend any money at the Morphe store. And they're like, we never said that we did. I mean, we intended on buying these things, but then to our surprise, everything was comped, you know, but, you know, we still loved everything that we got and we're going to be giving stuff away to you guys and blah, blah, blah. But the thing was, is that even like when the video was being uploaded and as they were doing like their Snapchats and like posting about it, they kept using the words bought. We bought all this stuff. We bought the store. Oh, look at all this stuff I'm buying. You know, they kept using that phrase even after the fact. So Miss Laura Lee, when all the drama channels start making like comments and stuff about it, and then they start saying, oh, you said that you were paying for stuff, but then you didn't, blah, blah, blah. she goes on, I think it was on Snapchat. Ugh, girl, that was what got me. She goes on there and she's like, you know, I got all of this stuff and yeah, we got it for free, but we intended on buying it and I got it for you guys. Okay. She'll be like, okay. Oh my God, I hate that. I hate it so much. Okay. Oh God. So anyway, so she's like, you know, don't even, you know, I planned on doing this for like a giveaway, so don't even enter my giveaway if you're one of these people that's like all upset about this. And I was thinking to myself, I'm going in with the shade Katsuna. It's the shade next to the black, right down here. Oh, my favorite shade is Kia. That's what I'm going to be using later. So anyway, so she's like, don't even enter my giveaway because I don't want people like you, you know, that are like basically just calling her out on her shit, entering my giveaway and all this stuff. And like, I thought to myself, if I was actually a fan of hers, I would be pissed right now. Like the way, you know, her smug attitude, like the way that she was coming off in those like snaps. Oh my God, was she a fucking like bitch, acting like a bitch. I'm not saying she's a bitch. I'm just saying it came off like real cunty, you know? And that's when I posted on Twitter something to the effect of, you know, at Laura Lee, nobody's upset that you guys got things for free and you basically did a big commercial and promotion for Morphe. People are just upset because you kept saying that you bought these things even after people pointed, I mean, even after you had uploaded it. So it was after you knew that they comped you, basically. You still kept saying, like, we bought stuff. So she kind of made it out to seem like anybody that had an issue with it was a fucking idiot and you're just gonna have to deal with it or don't follow her because she doesn't really give a shit. And I mean, I can understand being kind of frustrated when everybody's kind of like coming for you and acting like calling you a liar, essentially. But it's like, girl, you did it to yourself. You know, it's nobody else's fault. You could have said a lot sooner, especially when the photo was posted. Hey, you know, we were lucky enough to have this opportunity to like get all of these things for free and we're going to be doing a giveaway. Because nowhere did they mention the giveaway until after everybody started coming for them about how they didn't actually pay for anything. Oh, by the way, this is the BH Cosmetics Studio Pro blending brush here. I'm using a mix of BH and Real Techniques today, I think. Maybe a Wet n Wild one in there. So, so I was like, you know, I wondered, well, if people hadn't noticed the receipt, would they have said, you know, that we actually got all this shit for free? Would they have even said that? Or would they have intended on doing that giveaway, like, from the get? Because, I mean, it kind of seemed like, oh, well, that's why, you know, we got all this stuff because we're going to be doing a giveaway. I don't even know if that giveaway ended up ever happening. Somebody tell me down below. Because Manny was saying that that was his intention as well, was to do like a huge giveaway to their subscribers. So that everybody, you know, their subscribers then started to feel guilty, like they did something wrong because they're like, oh, well, we got this stuff for you and now you're coming for us. Who the fuck does that? Manipulators do that. And she's a good one. So I wonder if the whole intention the whole entire time was actually to do the giveaway, or if that was just like an afterthought because they were like, hey, you know, that's why we got all the stuff that we got because we intended on doing this giveaway. It's very interesting to me because you just never know. And I find that normally her intentions are pretty selfish, you know, and it's like anything she does, she sort of has like a motive behind it. It's always going to benefit her, you know? And I don't know. I don't want to go too deep into like her kind of being just awful. You know, I just sit here and talk, whatever comes to my mind. But I do find her to be annoying. I find her to be very disingenuous. Like, I don't think she's ever sincere about anything. There's just something about her where she shits out all these videos and she's always doing something gimmicky, and it's always like, you know, an affiliate product or, you know, something that she's a part of or whatever it may be. It's just too much. It's just too much. It's like too shady, too crazy. And I mean, it's kind of hard to like ever really talk about these people because they have such a big following. And that makes it so that when you say something that is like a critique, or, you know, if you are just simply saying that you don't really care that much for the person, girl, you're going to be in some deep shit, because what comes next? What's the thing that people love to say? Oh, I'm going to go in with Chad, which is the black here. I love this black for a smoky eye. It's really great. So I like it on my bottom lash line as well. I'm going to tuck it in the corner here. There is a lot of fallout with it, but I really don't give a shit because I like it. I'm going to go like just starting to build up like a dark outer corner here. So anyway, so anytime you say anything bad about these people, oh, this is the Real Techniques. I think this is Illuminate and Accentuate set. It's a limited edition set. Oh, they're gorgeous. And if you can hear it, it's like a light metal sort of material. Oh my God, they feel so good. These were the brushes that I washed the other day, so I was like, oh, I'll use these. So I'm just going to put this in my corner here and smudge it all around. So whenever you talk about one of these people, you're jealous. Oh, you're just jealous. You're jealous because they have money. You're jealous because they have so many followers. You're jealous because they have so many views. You're jealous because they're super pretty. You're jealous because you wish you looked like her. You're jealous because they get to go on all of these great trips and blah, blah, blah. You know, let me tell you guys something. Think about this for a second. Think about a celebrity, you know, an actress, an actor, somebody that's in a band, somebody that you just don't like, somebody that like irks you. You know what I mean? Like they just rub you the wrong way. They just kind of give off like this shitty vibe and you're not real into them. And think about that person. Do you not like them? Do they irk you because you're jealous? No, not everybody's gonna like everybody. You know, I mean, it's one thing to be like, oh, you know, these are the things that I don't like that she does, versus like, oh, she's just, you know, just shit talking like about her appearance or her voice or something like that. No, I'm just talking about like legit stuff that I kind of don't really understand. Like, I don't get why she's so popular, because she just seems so fucking phony to me. Oh, Lord. So anyway, so after I had tweeted, you know, hey, Laura, like people were just upset because you kept using the words purchase. And I think that's what rubbed people the wrong way. I was blocked. Your girl was blocked in a heartbeat. Yep. Which was a shame because, I mean, like, I like to follow that kind of stuff. I mean, I really wasn't like a fan. I just kind of liked the drama. But it would have been nice to like maybe have a response like, oh, like I kind of I understand where you're coming from, you know, whatever. But no, you don't get that with them. You know, you're going to get some manipulation. They're going to try to make you feel bad. Don't even enter my giveaway. Oh, this looks like really fucked up and messy because I usually like take out my shadow kind of far and like try to get it up because I'm not very good at makeup, and then I'll clean it up like with a makeup, with some micellar water or something. I don't use makeup wipes anymore because they irritate my skin. Excuse me. So I'm doing this on purpose, even though it looks fucking nasty right now. So anyway, oh, I'm sorry. I'm still getting over that sore throat cold nightmare I had. So let's talk Laura Lee's palette. Poor girl. Poor girl. So she came out with this palette that was just the worst palette I think that any of these influencers have put out. It was sad. And I mean, everybody was coming for her before they even tried the palette, saying that it was shit. So I get why you're like, hey, like, you never even fucking used it, so how do you know the quality of it? Me, I was just commenting on the packaging until a friend of mine got it, and I was like, ugh, and she hated it. I'm going to take a little of that brown again and just kind of buff and blend and blend. So her palette was I'm sure you've seen the packaging, but it was so ugly and it looked so cheap, and it was like $42, I think. And it was like, I was just like, what? Wait, this can't be real. Like, this cannot be the palette that she's putting out. It just can't be. With her access to like, to people in the makeup industry and creative minds, it's just like, why? What? Like, this is all that you could come up with? Like, first of all, the packaging, the outside silver glitter. Ugh. Yes, it did look like something straight out of Claire's, like a bunch of people had pointed out. And, you know, I mean, it just did. And it wasn't just hate. It was like opinions of what it looked like, because that's what it looked like. And it was like, girl, this should not be this much money. What are you doing? Besides the fact that the shades, they were like the most basic ass shades that you could think of. You know, your neutrals and your burgundies. Like, every shade that's like ever already been made was in this palette. And the way that she talked about the palette, like when she was working on it, the way that she came off about it, you know, all of it just rubbed me the wrong way. Because I think, you know, Manny and Laura, for instance, you know, they had a really good friendship with Jeffree Star. I don't give a fuck if they're friends with him or not. Here for the tea, please stop talking about stuff that is not fucking drama. Who gives a shit? Anyway, I think that just because they're popular, they think, hey, I could make makeup. I could do a makeup line, you know, and they kind of get like this ego about them where they feel like, yeah, like I could do this. You know, this seems easy, and they feel like they're creative enough to be able to do it and pull it off. But I'm over here like, no, you're not. And that's what happens when you block a bunch of people that are trying to be like nice about their criticism, so they can try to like be like, hey, this is what your fans want. Because a lot of her fans were the ones like saying some shit about this palette, you know? And they were just like, oh, you know, we expected more, you know, it's just not very exciting. And, you know, but people like her, so I'm sure, you know, it like did well and everything because people are going to support her. I mean, fuck, they make you feel bad enough to support them, you know, you better. So, I mean, I wasn't a fan of the palette. People that I knew that were fans of hers that bought the palette, they weren't a fan of the palette either. So, you know, I mean, and it was like, if you didn't like it, you were some asshole. I just don't get it. I'm going up to this really, really pretty Kia color. I'm going to just use my finger. I do that with a lot of shimmery shades. That's just how I like to apply them, because I can have the placement like really perfect, and I can go in with just a tiny bit. So, Laura. I just feel like, you know, when they block all of these people and they're trying to say that they just block the hate, it isn't just hate. It's people being like, girl, like, this is it. Like, this is what you've been working on, like, so hard. This is your baby. This is your love. No. I don't think so. It looked cheap. It looked like she rushed it out. And it didn't have any of her personality to it. Like, the shade names, I mean, they were just kind of stupid. Like, they weren't even cute, you know? I just felt like there wasn't any passion really behind it. You know, they're just like, oh, well, I'm famous for doing makeup and videos, so I'm going to start a makeup line. And people are going to buy it because of who I am, because they're my followers, and I'm going to promote it. I'm going to shove it down their fucking throats until it's all that they can think about. I'm going to plug it in every fucking video, and I'm going to send it to smaller YouTubers that would be more than happy to give me a perfectly awesome, kind review, because they're going to be like, oh my God, because, oh, Laura sent this to me and now I can get some clout. Now some people might follow me now, you know? No, no, no. Everybody saw right through that, I think, because when I saw, oh, I can't even remember her name. I think I found her through that Ashley Brooke girl. I'm going to have to do a Slay&Shade on her. Woo! I think she was recommended, like, when I was watching one of her videos. Oh, isn't this shade so pretty, though? I love it. And she had, I think, about 40,000, maybe, subscribers, which is a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm almost at 100 subscribers, and I'm fucking flipping out. So, I mean, I could, you know, I'm not saying that 40,000 subscribers is anything to, like, not give a shit about, because it is. It's just a lot less than, like, her, like, crew has. And it seemed like, you know, not only am I going to totally shove this product down everybody's throats, I'm also going to have smaller channels review it, so that way they'll just be happy that I'm even contacting them, and then they'll know that they'll get more followers if they're, like, on my side, you know. And, I mean, it was just kind of silly, you know, and when you watch the reviews of it, like, you could see that people just weren't excited about it, but, like, trying to force excitement for it, and I just felt very awkward, like, watching all of that shit. So I'm going to get rid of all of this fallout and shape my eyes up a bit. I'm just going to take a cotton round, and I'm going to go in with this here. This is probably my favorite one out of, like, the micellar waters. I used to use Bioderma, but that shit burned the fuck out of my skin. Like, it would leave it really red, not a lasting, like, irritation. But, whew, it was something. It was not good. So I switched to this one, although I'd like to find a cruelty-free option. I really did. I tried to like the Wet n Wild one, but I found that it is just so oily. Like, no matter how much I shake it up, and it really makes my skin, like, break out and stuff. So I'm not super duper into that one. So if you have a recommendation for one that, oh God, these eyebrows. So if you have a recommendation for a micellar water that is cruelty-free, please let me know down below. Because I'm trying to switch all of my products to cruelty-free. It's just hard, especially, like, when I have, like, skin issues. Like, for instance, I have psoriasis, so I use Cetaphil, and I use Eucerin, you know, depending on how my skin is, because those are things that calm my skin, that really help. Ooh, and recently, sorry, I keep, like, sticking my face off camera. You know, I ain't used to talking and putting makeup on and all this kind of craziness. But, I started using this Nivea lotion. Oh, Lord. It's called Care and Happiness, and it's orange blossom scent. It is like taking a shower in silk. It is absolutely just amazing. I love it. It makes my skin feel so good, but I don't like that they're not cruelty-free. So, okay. So I think I got most of the fallout off here. I'm just going to take, like, I've just brought down, like, a washcloth, and I'm just going to pat my face dry with here. This is where I would normally put a primer on, but my whole thing with primers is that I just don't really notice a difference. I really like the e.l.f. ones. The Rimmel Stay Matte, that's very, very good. I love wearing that primer, especially in the summer if I get a little bit oily in my T-zone. That's an amazing primer. Absolutely love, love, love it. I just don't really dig, you know, I mean, the Becca one's okay. The Smashbox one's okay. I just don't really see a difference in how it applies because I feel like if I use a good moisturizer, that's kind of all that I need. So I'm going to go into my lower waterline here and just put, this is a L'Oreal Smoldering eyeliner. I do like this one, I must say. It's a little chunky, but I try not to like drag my eyes down when I'm doing this. Okay, so now that we have established that we are not jealous of Laura Lee, and we've rambled on about other things, how do you guys feel about Miss Laura Lee? Do you think that she's insincere? I mean, you know, am I totally wrong about her? Maybe. But, you know, we can only talk about things that these people put out there, you know? And as far as what she's been putting out there, I'm just like not really digging it. I'm gonna go back in with the Fenty. That's the only thing about this. If you do not shake this up enough, it's like pretty watery. Ooh, I can show you guys my really cheap liquid foundation brush that I got from Amazon. Got your little hole there. I used it the other day. I mean, it doesn't, I mean, it feels like a fucking Morphe brush, to be honest. I mean, it's cheap, you know, but I was looking for a new one and I was like, ooh, I'm just going to try. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand. Sometimes I do a pump inside, but I usually then kind of like just dot it all around, blah, blah, blah. And then I start going in with some circular motions, just doing some blending. So yeah, if I were a fan of Miss Laura's after that Snapchat video, I would not have been. I would have been like, who the fuck does she think she is to be talking like this to people? Well, if you feel this way, then don't enter my giveaway and blah, 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 you know? I was kind of shook. I was like, whoa, she's like talking to essentially like her fans like this, you know? Like, holy shit. I was a little shocked because she always comes off like the sweetheart, the girl next door bullshit, you know? I did not buy the foundation brush that went along with this foundation because I wasn't going to spend $34 on a foundation brush when I have foundation brushes. So I'm putting this, you know, I'm blending it out pretty well. I'm going to bring it down here